Vampires, a word that conjures images of the undead, bloodthirsty beings lurking in the shadows. But did you know that tales of these nightmarish creatures exist in nearly every culture around the world? In this episode, we delve into the origins of the vampire myth, tracing its roots across different societies and examining the eerie similarities that bind these legends together. What do these tales say about our humanity? Is there a deeper truth that unites them? Let's uncover the mystery of the vampire legend. Our journey begins in ancient Mesopotamia, where the Sumerians told of Lamashtu, a demoness who preyed on infants and pregnant women, draining their life force. She is one of the earliest known examples of a blood-sucking entity, embodying fears of childbirth and infant mortality. Lamashtu's depiction often includes a lioness head and a donkey's teeth, adding to her terrifying visage. Mothers were known to use protective amulets and rituals to ward off her evil influence. The fear was palpable in Mesopotamian culture. Parents lived in constant dread that their child might be taken by this monstrous being in the dead of night. Imagine the chilling whispers among families, the terror of an unseen force waiting to snatch away their children, leaving behind a lifeless husk with eyes frozen in horror. From Mesopotamia, we move to ancient Greece and the Empusa, a shape-shifting demoness with a bronze foot who seduced men and drank their blood. The Greeks believed that Empusa served the goddess Hecate, wandering the earth at night to feast on the flesh of the unwary. Often depicted as a beautiful woman who could transform into a monstrous creature, Empusa's legend highlights themes of seduction and betrayal, reflecting societal anxieties about female sexuality and danger. Picture the terror of encountering a seemingly beautiful woman who turns into a bloodthirsty monster. Men would shudder at the thought of their veins being drained dry, their lifeblood consumed by this sinister seductress, her bronze foot gleaming ominously under the moonlight. Imagine the last moments of those entranced, feeling the life ebbing away as her eyes glowed with malevolent hunger. Crossing over to Asia, we encounter the Jiangshi of Chinese folklore, a reanimated corpse that saps the life force of the living. Recognizable by their stiff movements and grotesque appearances, Jiangshi symbolize the fear of death and the corruption of the soul. These hopping vampires are said to detect the living by their breath, leading to legends of travelers holding their breath to avoid detection. Protective measures against Jiangshi included mirrors, which were believed to reveal the true nature of these undead creatures, and talismans with sacred inscriptions. The terror in rural China was tangible. Villagers would hold their breath, trembling as they passed graveyards, hoping to escape the notice of these fearsome creatures. Imagine the fear of seeing a stiff, decaying corpse hop towards you, its ghastly face twisted in a grotesque mockery of life, its breath reeking of decay and death. Venture into the heart of Africa, and you'll find the Obayifo of Ashanti folklore. This witch-like creature is said to leave its body at night, transforming into a glowing orb to suck the blood of children and cause illness. The Obayifo embodies the community's fears of witchcraft and malevolent magic. These creatures are believed to be able to shapeshift and travel as balls of light, preying on the weak and the sick. Protective rituals and charms are commonly used to ward off the Obayifo's evil influence. In the quiet of the African night, families would gather their children close, watching the skies with a mixture of fear and vigilance, dreading the approach of the glowing predatory Obayifo. Picture the eerie glow of an orb moving silently through the night, slipping into homes and leaving lifeless bodies in its wake, their eyes wide open in a silent scream. In the cold landscapes of Eastern Europe, we encounter the iconic Strigoi of Romanian legend, undead spirits that rise from their graves to drink the blood of the living. These beings are the direct ancestors of the modern vampire myth, with rituals and tales that closely resemble those of the vampires we recognize today. Strigoi were often blamed for unexplained deaths or diseases, leading villagers to exhume corpses suspected of vampirism and perform rituals to prevent their return. The Strigoi's influence extends deeply into Romanian culture, shaping both folklore and modern media representations of vampires. Imagine the fear that permeated the cold Romanian nights, as villagers armed with torches would dig up graves to ensure their safety from the undead. Picture the desperate, terrified faces of villagers as they perform gruesome rituals to keep the Strigoi from rising, hoping to stop the bloodthirsty revenants from claiming more lives. Envision the horror of seeing a once-loved face twisted by death, now a monstrous predator thirsting for blood. Scotland offers the chilling tale of the Baoban Sith, a beautiful female vampire who lures men with her charm and drains their blood during a deadly dance. The Baoban Sith reflects the dangers of enchantment and the lethal power of feminine allure. These creatures are often depicted as wearing green dresses and using their beauty to ensnare their victims. The Baoban Sith's legend serves as a cautionary tale about the perils of temptation and the destructive potential of unchecked desires. In the misty Scottish Highlands, men would gather, speaking in hushed tones of the deadly beauty who could charm and kill in a single night. Imagine the fear of being ensnared in a deadly dance, the beautiful enchantress draining the life from her victims, leaving them as lifeless husks on the forest floor, their faces frozen in a final expression of terror and betrayal. Traveling to the Caribbean, we find the Sukuyon, a shape-shifting witch who sheds her skin at night to become a ball of fire, entering homes to drink the blood of her victims. The Sukuyon symbolizes fear of the supernatural and the unknown dangers that lurk in the darkness. This legend highlights the vulnerability of people in their homes at night and the belief in protective measures such as salt, which the Sukuyon is said to be unable to cross. In the dark Caribbean nights, families would scatter salt around their homes, hoping to keep the fiery Sukuyon at bay and protect their loved ones. Picture the glowing ball of fire slipping through the cracks, searing flesh and leaving victims drained of life, their bodies left cold and pale, with eyes wide in fear. In India, the Vitala are malevolent spirits that inhabit corpses, using them to prey on the living. They are known for their cunning and intelligence, often causing madness and death. The Vitala reflect ancient beliefs about the afterlife and the power of the dead over the living. Tales of Vitala often involve their interactions with humans, where they engage in riddles and debates, reflecting the complex nature of life, death, and morality in Indian folklore. In the ancient Indian villages, the eerie silence of the night would be pierced by whispers of the Vitala's cunning and the fear that a loved one's corpse might be possessed. Imagine encountering a corpse animated by a malevolent spirit, its eyes gleaming with malicious intelligence as it seeks to ensnare the living in its deadly grasp, its voice echoing with eerie riddles meant to trap and terrify. Finally, in the lands of South America, the legend of the Chupacabra emerged in the 1990s. This creature is known for attacking livestock, particularly goats, and drinking their blood. While more recent, the Chupacabra continues the long tradition of blood-sucking monsters that tap into primal fears of predation and loss. Descriptions of the Chupacabra vary, with some depicting it as reptilian and others as canine, reflecting the evolving nature of folklore in response to contemporary fears. In the rural areas of South America, farmers would wake up in terror, finding their livestock dead and drained of blood, wondering if the Chupacabra would strike again. Picture the fear that grips a community, knowing that a bloodthirsty creature stalks their lands, leaving a trail of lifeless bodies in its wake, its eerie eyes glowing in the darkness. So why do these legends of bloodthirsty creatures appear across so many different cultures? Perhaps they tap into universal fears: fear of the unknown, fear of death, and fear of the loss of life. These tales might also reflect societal anxieties and the need to explain the inexplicable. In every corner of the globe, the vampire myth. The vampire myth serves as a reminder of our deepest fears and the mysteries of the human condition. What do these bloodthirsty legends tell us about our own humanity? Is there a deeper truth hidden within these tales? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this episode intriguing, please like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the world's most mysterious and captivating phenomena. Join us next time as we explore another spine-chilling legend. Until then, beware of what lurks in the shadows.